Okay guys, it's BigSlick here, and today it's product review time. Today we're going to review the Aldi brand Easy Home Men's Electric Wet Dry Shaver. This was purchased in June of 2016. It has the trimmer here. It has the foil style shaver head at the top, a double, not a triple like you see on some of the more expensive razors. It has the plastic cap to protect the foil. You get the instruction manual. You get the brush to clean the head out with, and you get the simple power supply here, which is nothing more than a little DC power supply to charge the battery inside the razor. The power supply puts out 5 volts at 800 milliamp, and since this is a battery device, you do not have a GFCI, a ground fault circuit interrupter type of power cord on it, so it's just the power pack. So since there's nothing to see on these, we'll set these aside for now. The manual really doesn't have anything useful in it if you know how to use an electric razor. So we're back to this. So what do we think about this? Let's look at it a little bit. It has a lithium-ion battery, so that is a plus, and it would probably, the battery will probably last a while, but I don't think the razor will, so that's, I'll tell you that right off the bat. The battery is a 3.7 volt 14430 500 milliamp hour lithium-ion battery. Now, first thing we'll talk about on this is how well does it work. Well, unfortunately, I've found that these razors that have the foil head on it, and especially the double head and not the triple head, honestly do not give me, at least, a very good shave. It's adequate, and by adequate I mean if you just simply want to get the roughage off, it'll work for that. If you want a close shave, you absolutely have to follow up with a straight razor. One of the cheap disposables, doesn't really matter, but you're going to have to follow up on it. Especially true, at least on my neckline. That's the only thing I can speak to. On my neckline, this does not do a very good job at all. I mean, it'll get some of the whiskers off, but for the most part I have to follow up with the razor. As far as on the cheeks in that area, it does adequate. You may or may not have to follow up depending on how close you want your shave, but as far as the neckline, absolutely you're going to have to follow up with a disposable razor. The cap does work fine to protect it, no issues there. As far as the battery life, I've only had it for 2 months. Doesn't seem to need charged very often, that's a plus. Other than that, I don't really know what else to say about it. It cost $14.99 plus tax. That's $15. So overall, I think this is the type of item that honestly you get what you pay for. I mean, maybe it's a good deal in relation to buying a cheap, say, a Remington or a cheap Braun or something, or a cheap Norelco, something of that nature that is similar. In other words, a double foil razor. It's probably a good buy in relation to that. It's only 15 bucks. You're probably going to pay 25 to 30 for a competing brand. But does it give you a good shave? Honestly, no, not really. At least it doesn't on my face, and that's all I can go by. I think if you actually value a good shave, this is not a product that you're going to want to buy, even though the price is right. It's not a knock on Aldi's. I like Aldi's. I buy a lot of Aldi products. I find that for the most part, Aldi products work well. But in general, I don't think this is a winning razor. It's probably a good buy for the money, as long as you don't mind using the disposable razor to follow up with. But if you really want a close shave and price is not an object, then by all means get something better. This is not going to be for you. I will say that one thing that I have an issue with these foil shavers, and especially this one, the holes are extremely small in the foil here. And I think if you have kind of a heavy whisker, it's just simply not going to give you a good cut. I've seen foil shavers that had slightly larger holes in them in terms of letting the whiskers through, and those always seem to work better. Can you get a couple years out of this if you don't mind following up with the straight edge? Yeah, you probably will. I think this has I believe a 3-year warranty, I want to say. Yes, it says a 3-year warranty on here. I think you'll want to get rid of it before that, so I think that's kind of a safe warranty for them. You'll probably want to throw it in the trash before that. That's my guess. Now, something else that's kind of interesting, just interesting, I'm not really saying anything about it, plus or minus. The production week here is actually listed, and it says August of 2016. Well, I bought this in June, so I don't know what they mean by production week. That's obviously either a misprint or some code that is non-standard. I would think that production week would be the week that it was manufactured. So it obviously was not manufactured in August of 2016. The promotion date says 06 of 16, June of 2016. So that was interesting. And then down here it says it gives a toll-free number for service, which that's a nice touch. I appreciate that. But then it gives an email address, which is actually just an Outlook.com email address if you want service on this product. Well, I certainly have nothing against Outlook.com, and I realize that, it's as valid of a communication method as any other email address, but it would just inspire a little more confidence that if this was an email address that was at Aldi.com or at EasyHome.com, or just something that was somewhat of a name brand, but just what would appear to be a random Outlook.com free email address honestly does not inspire a lot of confidence. Okay guys, thanks for watching this product review on the Aldi Easy Home Men's Electric Wet Dry Shaver. I appreciate you watching, hope you got something out of it. Overall, the recommendation is probably 2 thumbs sideways, possibly a thumbs down. Depends on your expectation. I think it's just fair. Nothing more. Fair at best. Would I buy it again? No. Even for the 15 bucks plus tax, I could probably just get something else. I'd just as soon buy some straight razors, to be honest with you. Thanks. Bye.